Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at another product for the Baron's War from Wargames Atlantic and Footsore Miniatures and Games. This time round it's the plastic peasantry for 1100 to 1350 Anno Domini. Okay, the Age of Chivalry, Peasant Levy, 30 multi-part 28mm figures, and you can see here some examples of how they've been assembled and a bit of a blurb about what they would be, and a little addendum that the plastic set allows you to build 30 levy with a variety of weapons and a variety of heads, and they can be customized and combined with other boxes in the range. So we've had the foot knights, there are sergeants coming, and mounted variants as well. Okay, so in the box you get 2 different types of sprue. So you get 5 of this main body sprue. Each one contains 6 miniatures, or the component parts thereof. There are, starting at the top, a variety of arms, some little pieces like the sacks, pouches, quivers of arrows, bundles of arrows, single arrows, that sort of thing. With 2-handed weapons, slings, a variety of farm implements as well, like pitchforks, and looking down here we also have things like a threshing flail, a sickle, long-handled sickle, and at the top we have, apart from the heads and bodies, a set of arms. So you can make 5 bowmen per sprue, so you can't go completely ham on the bows, you'll be 1 short, but you can make 25 bowmen out of a box. And I suppose you could always have your bowman accompanied by something else. So there are things like a couple of slings per sprue, so essentially you could make 10 slingers up to 25 bowmen, a rake of people with either 2-handed sort of farming implements or single-handed implements. Headwise we have these 13, some bare, some hooded, and some with one with a helmet on, a couple with leather caps or cloth caps. Everything is numbered and lettered, so for example, if you decide to use this farming implement, this is J1, and the alternative arm to complete it is J2, so you just have to look for that. So overall, a comprehensive set of bits for whatever you happen to be needing them for. The other sprue, and this is just designated as the long weapons sprue. We'll start with the spear half. Again, lettered and numbered, so a C1 will go with a C2, a B3 will go with a B2, so on and so forth. There may be some repetition on left arms. I haven't been through and built everything to double check. Most are in some form of thrusting. There are a few single-handed spear options, so holding them at the ready but not clasping them in both hands. If I throw it around this way, we have a variety of more spear, and also we have our pole arms, so you get 2, 4, 6 pole arms on the sprue, and then I think about 15 or so spear. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 20 odd spear. Okay. Some will have chain on them. Some have got a quilted gamby type affair. So you can do a mix with these. And if we take a look at some of the built figures, you'll be able to see how these can come together. Okay, so the first 6 peasantry I've built are based on the single sprue. So give you some idea of what you can put together from in there. So here is our 2-handed axe wielder, woodsman if you will, accompanied by his pitchfork wielding friend. Nice level of detail on them. Obviously for peasants you don't need to go too far. Then we have a slinger. Somebody armed with a couple of implements, hatchet and another sickle. And finally a couple of our bowmen. So going full Agincourt there. If you ever needed to have a Will Scarlet, he's probably not a bad one. Size-wise, by the way, they are 28mm to eye level, almost, a little bit lower. And our final bowman has got the arrow stuck in the ground. Here he is, and here he will stay. Also got a mask on, so a potential merry man robbing all round him. So that's what you make out of the first sprue. The long weapon sprue then. Here we have a spear, one of the pole arms. Obviously there are enough cloth spear arms to allow you to do something like a peasant militia. They're just in regular cloth. When you start adding in people with a bit of chain or a gamson quilted armor, obviously it's not replicated. You could work on the principles just hidden below a tabard there, but I imagine these are more appropriate for foot sergeants and the like. Speaking of, here's one of our peasants with polearm, and here is a foot knight with polearm, just showing you can combine these. Looking very nice indeed. And then I finally have one of the stabbing gentlemen. If there is an issue, it is there is no real left arms for the single thrusting weapons. So this is actually an arm that should be on a two-piece spear, and then I've had to cut a hand off a sprue elsewhere. Now you don't need to use any of these, but if you do with the peasants, you're going to have to do a little bit of cutting and gluing, a bit of kit bashing to convert them up. Presumably when these are paired with the foot knights or the sergeants later on, there'll be a lot more options for left arms that are armoured or quilted to allow you to mix and match them in that way. But there we go, that is the peasantry. All right, folks, there we have it. Another beautiful box from Wargames Atlantic. Absolutely jam-packed with a ton of options, whether you're going to have actual light armored troops, skirmishers, bowmen for part of your household retinue, or whether you're going to go full-on peasants, whether they're peasants revolt or some sort of anarchy kicking off. You've got all the farming implements there to do it as well. Obviously, if you're playing fantasy, this is an absolute gorgeous box for a ton of games like Kings of War or Warhammer, Rangers of Shadow Deep, the list goes on and on. People will find a ton of fun to be had with this, and all the parts are mix and matchable with the rest of the Age of Chivalry range. Either the stuff that's already out, like the Foot Knights, or things that are coming, like the Sergeants and Levy. So keep your eye peeled for those. Let me know what you think below. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.